Dear brothers and sisters, welcome to our today's program, information analysis of the 6th of April 2020. Before to start, let me remind you, if this is your first time you watch our programs, you are most than welcome to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Leo. Share our videos with friends and colleagues. Don't forget to click on like at the end of the program, and also invite as many as people you can to join us in this journey of the reconstruction of the Republic Democratic of Congo. My name is Odon Boulamba. I am the president of this program, and I'll be with you for the next few minutes to talk about the invitation of Vital Kamerhe to the court of Matete. Is it a political fight or a legal fight? Vital Kamerhe is invited today to present himself to the court, and we are going to talk about that. If it's a judicial fight or legal fight, or again a political fight. Once again, thank you very much for choosing us. Thank you for making Leo to be your preferred channel to watch and to listen to the news that we bring forward to you. The political leadership of UNC. UNC is Vital Kamerhe's political party. They met urgently in Kinshasa on Sunday, 5th of April 2020, and described this invitation as the culmination of the relentlessness against the person of Kamerhe, fueled by the relentlessness and the campaign of demonization by some officials in poor positioning on both the media and on social network, and this for several months. The invitation they are talking about is this one. This invitation was addressed to Mr. Kamerhe, Vital Kamerhe Lwakanyigini Kingi, Director of the Cabinet or Chief of Staff for the Office of the Presidency of the Democratic Republic of Congo. This letter was sent by the Court of Kinshasa, Court of Matete. And this invitation, as you can see, the subject of the letter, it's an invitation, and this invitation was calling Vital Kamerhe to present himself today, the 6th of April. But in the letter, however, they wrote a mistake. There's a mistake there. Instead of the 6th of April, it was written in French, 6th of March. And this letter, this is what members of the political part of Vital Kamerhe have been trying to respond to. So together, let us continue. So this is the content of the statement made on Sunday, 5th of April 2020 by the Political Directorate of the UNC to examine the contours related to the invitation to the Prosecutor General's office for which their president is concerned. Among the facts identified by UNCR, let us look at that letter again to see if we can also identify together those facts. The first one is they are talking about failing to take into place in relation to one's rank, meaning that they didn't. The way that the letter was addressed, or the invitation was addressed, they didn't dignify Vital Kamerhe. They just write at or again to Mr. Vital Kamerhe, and so on. Then his title later. So I don't clearly understand what these members of UNC wanted at this stage. Secondly, they talked about the address indicated in this letter is not Vital Kamerhe's address. And here we see resident of Goma Avenue, number 50A, behind the public function. And this address is not Vital Kamerhe's address, home address or office address. Thirdly, they said that the invitation was placed at an address other than the one over it. The address which is in the letter was not used to deliver the letter. They used instead a different address. So they maybe they went at Vital Kamerhe's house to surrender the letter. But the address where they left the letter differs to the address which is in this letter. They added, furthermore, the invitation issued on April 3rd to appear on March 6th, 2020. The letter was written on the 3rd of April, and then this letter was saying that Vital Kamerhe should present himself on the 6th of March, which is a mistake. March has already gone. We are now in April, and the court admitted that this was a typing mistake. But I wonder if the court could make such a big mistake, because the court of law, we know that they read and reread again and read and reread again any document before they send it away, or again for the purpose of understanding the text. They take their time for doing the reading. Personally, when even I saw this letter for the first time, I thought this letter was just a fake one, because there was a number of mistakes in this letter. So facing now those mistakes, faced with what it describes as a serious levity towards its national president, who is also the chief of staff in the house or in the office of the president. So the political party of Vital Kamerhe says it is ready to take on the battle that is opening up, and that it will not bend to spine. As a result, UNC will not be fooled in front of its enemies and other opportunists. UNC Political Directorate says it is keeping its activists on alert for the political fight to come. For UNC, this apparent legal act is actually a political fight. UNC, which has had to fight and bring itself to frictions, is ready to assume the one that opens up and not bend the spine, they said. In a warlike tone, UNC's political directorate calls on its activists to keep up an eye out, and says it is determined to put out of order to harm lawless officials by all legal channels. So now, let's see. Although this call, this invitation of Vital Kamerhe to the courthouse may go far or not, but I think, if I'm not wrong, this is the first time in DRC to learn or to hear that a strong man or an influential person for the first time is invited to the prosecutor's office. This is the first time. It has never and ever happened. It has never and ever happened. And for that reason, I should say congratulations to Tshisekedi. As usual, at Leo, we talk about things as they are. If they are good things, we'll talk about them. If they are negative things, of course, we'll also talk about them. It has never happened, as far as I remember, for someone, a strong person, influential person, to be invited to the prosecutor's office for communication or any type of meeting which is related to a wrongdoing that took place somewhere. It has never happened. But let me remind you a little bit about this situation. What has been going on here? Vital Kamerhe is the chief of staff of the President Chilombo's office. Before having our government in place, everything was done through the channels of the chief of staff's office. Therefore, this project of 100 days came up, and money went through that channel. And Vital Kamerhe recruited, signed contract with some contractors in order to build some houses and many other things around the country. But it appears that after 1 year, the job was not done. Therefore, the office of the prosecutor started to chase up those people. Some of them are actually under arrests, are in prisons, and others are not yet in prisons. But those who were arrested, or some of them, or many of them, mentioned the name of Vital Kamerhe in money laundering business. How much has already gone? So the invitation doesn't have any meaning. It will become meaningless. And I wonder if the court of law sent a new invitation correcting or advising Kamerhe that was a mistake, and send another new document which is correct with correct dates in order to be clear for Kamerhe to come and respond to the invitation. Or is a drama? Part of Kamerhe, I'm sure, would not do what they did yesterday, running up and down, trying to put the puzzles together in order to go to the court today to respond to the invitation of Kamerhe, or to start to prepare themselves. I think that this might be something serious. And if it's not serious, or even if it's serious, I'm wondering, for the past few weeks, those who are already pointing their fingers at Kamerhe today, yesterday, or the day before yesterday, I'm sure that people of Kamerhe were aware of what is coming up, because those people, every time they will be to the court of law to defend their cases. And because the political party of Kamerhe is a strong party, is a big party too, the meeting yesterday was split in two groups. One group, which is made by lawyers, they met in an office in Kinshasa. Another group also in Kinshasa, they also met in another corner of the city. So a political group was talking about this issue at one side, and a legal team also was talking about the same issue on the other side. So both groups were prepared themselves separately. So there is this deal, which we say over-the-counter deal, where Kamerhe, when he was supposed to give the contract to those contractors or the contracted, he called them in his office and he was talking to them one-on-one, face-to-face, and they made the deal. And normally in the Congo, when people are calling each other into the office, instead of making a public statement, if you are talking secretly in the office, it means that those type of bribes and corruptions may take place. And Kamerhe, talking to those people behind a closed door, has made many Congolese to believe that Kamerhe and those people made a deal. But I will tell you that whenever any country or any state wants to give a deal or want to make a deal or need a service for a contractor, normally, if the situation is urgent, normally the state will call just one or two people or companies that they believe they are qualified and offer to them that deal. But beforehand, the state must make a call for tender. The state will inform everybody, we want to do this. If you believe that you qualify, please step ahead, step over. And if you come in, they may or may not accept you, but they can also publish it, then call only 2 or 3 companies that they trust they can do the job because of the length of the time which they have in their hands. And when the government doesn't have enough time, constitution, law, or laws in several countries accept that the government can make such a deal. And it's up to Kamerhe now to go and prove to the prosecutor that the situation of 100-day work was an urgent situation. If he proves so, there is possibility that Kamerhe may pass that first stage of his invitation. However, Kamerhe for himself, he couldn't make such a big decision. There is a possibility that he spoke to his boss, the president of the country. Maybe they interacted, maybe they discussed about it. And because both the chief of staff and the president have got lawyers, people who qualify in advising, legal advisors, possibly they advise them and say, look, this is correct, you can go with, you can take this path. And therefore, Kamerhe may have a way to justify the decisions that he made over the counter with those contractors. As I say, to now, Kamerhe is not prosecuted yet. Please remember that to this point, Kamerhe is not prosecuted yet. He was only invited by the prosecutor's office because his name was quoted several times by several people. And that is normal, isn't it? It's normal, and it makes sense. However, people may think that because it's just an invitation and Kamerhe being the chief of staff, he may say, no, I'm not going to respond to that. And other people have told me, you know, Kamerhe is someone big, as a chief of staff, he will have immunity. No one will touch him. No one will come close to him. But I checked our constitution. According to the Article 166 of the Congolese Constitution, Kamerhe doesn't have that favor as a director or as a chief of staff. This immunity is granted only to ministers or diplomatic body staff members. Therefore, he will not benefit from it. He will not be exempted. Kamerhe is just a citizen like you, like me, in front of the law. Although he used to be the chairperson for the National Assembly or the Parliament, but to now is not anymore. That time he had the right to have it, but actually he doesn't anymore. I will highlight this again. So far, Kamerhe has not been charged yet. I insist it's just an invitation. Therefore, a few assumptions might be done. We have to consider maybe two things. The case, this invitation might end up to be acquittal. If the ministry, public ministry, is informed or is convinced by the evidence that Vital Kamerhe will present to them. If Vital Kamerhe will be able to explain, to clarify, to convince the public ministry, automatically will be acquitted. But if the proof he holds do not convince the public ministry, then he might be charged. Kamerhe might be charged, meaning that there will be an opening legal proceedings. A legal action will be taken. And in order to take that, the Ministry of Public or the prosecutor must have sufficient evidence or an evidence that will lead to this charge. An evidence that will say, okay, this is what I have, and because of this, Kamerhe needs to be charged. And if such will be the case, then the case will be brought before the judge or before the Court of Appeal for Kamerhe to go through a trial, maybe to make a formal trial. And the judge will tell Kamerhe what has been happening, for Kamerhe to prepare himself and also to bring evidence which will contradict or would contradict what the prosecutor has presented. to the court. And that will shed light on the situation. Remember, those who were charged have named Kamerhe. But still, Kamerhe is not charged yet. And if Kamerhe convinces the judge, the case will be closed without further action. However, if Vital Kamerhe is found guilty, then he will be sentenced. If Kamerhe is charged and prosecuted, he won't be prosecuted for theft, but he'll be prosecuted for embezzlement of public funds because is an officer of the state. For those who work for the state, they don't prosecute them, they don't charge them with theft, but they use the word embezzlement for workers of the state. So he might be charged for that. And if he's charged, possibly he may lose his job as the chief of staff. And he might be replaced by either his deputy or again someone else. And all of that will also depend with the political aspect of the situation. Because politically, I'll remind you that there is a very good relationship between Vital Kamerhe and the President of the Republic. And looking it from the political perspective, it will be a big challenge. And it will require a tough decision for the President Chilombo to decide if he should put Kamerhe astray or not. Why am I saying that? One, Vital Kamerhe has been working or had been working with Joseph Kabila. He was used somehow by Joseph Kabila to grab Tshisekedi, to pull Tshisekedi out from other opponents. And together, they came to Nairobi, where in Nairobi, they made this contract. They agreed, we will work together, we can build up this new political platform called Cash. And we'll have our own structure and we can lead the country. And this structure, Cash, was a fruit or has been a fruit of Joseph Kabila. According to Henri Magie, who is the General Secretary, National General Secretary for PPRD, the political party of Joseph Kabila, Henri Magie confessed and he said Cash belongs to Joseph Kabila. Tshisekedi and Kamerhe are militant for Joseph Kabila. They have been working for him. To now, no one has come up and contradict what Henri Magie said. So Kamerhe, being someone who helped Tshisekedi to become the president of the country, being someone who has been guiding Tshisekedi in in all directions or all the paths. Tshisekedi must really make a tough decision which will help him either to save the nation or to kill the nation. They made a disagreement in Nairobi, which I always call like a marriage or wedding between the two of them, or again a wedding between Cash and FCC, Kabila's political platform. And it's time maybe to start to think about the reality that Congo has been going through. For the president to decide and say, look, I've had enough of my placement, or I've been learning how to lead this office of the presidency. I reach now a point where I have to make right decision for the right people of the Congo, for the right people of my office. And therefore, he may decide, because Vital Kamerhe was appointed by the President of the Republic, and he has the total discretion to decide what to do with Kamerhe. Only Tshisekedi can decide what he's going to do with Kamerhe. Is Kamerhe going to be put astray in case he's charged, or is he going to keep him? Which is a tough decision. And if Tshisekedi believes that, he has got some moral debts because of everything that Vital Kamerhe has done for him, then he will disappoint the country. Because the next election is coming, and it's a fight that they have to fight in order either to continue to lead the country or again to leave the country. Another assumption. If Kamerhe is found, Vitale is found, maybe is charged, and then after being charged, is placed under arrest, or is under an arrest warrant. How is he going to play his role as the chief of staff? As a result, the President of the Republic may ask Vital Kamerhe with all dignity to resign. Or again, the President will just sacrifice him to avoid destabilization in the country and in his office. Or more again, the President may say, look, Vital Kamerhe, we are good friends. We have been working together for some time. I understand our contracts, but there is an issue here which will not allow you and I to move forward together. Therefore, I will let the justice to continue to do its job, because everyone is equal before the law. Tshisekedi may do that. Tshisekedi may also, because he is the boss of the country, meaning that he's a little bit above the law, due to his role as the President of the Republic, he may also order the prosecutor to close that file and to clear Kamerhe's name and reputation. He may do that. But that will come with a cost. And the cost will be the reputation of Tshisekedi, which will be damaged. Further, and Congolese will be completely deceived. All of this, it's not only because they met in Nairobi and they made the contract, they made the agreement, this is the way that you should work, but all of this is about the country. And you have been asking for our authorities to give the chance to the Ministry of Justice, to the Court of Law, to work without any influence, without any pressure from the executive, from the legislative, or from any person. We also know that those who have been working in the office of the prosecutor are people of Kabila. Kabila may also influence by saying, for instance, look, cash belongs to me. Tshisekedi, you and Kamerhe have been working for me, and I'm not ready to lose Kamerhe at this stage. Fix that issue. That can happen, for instance. Or again, Kamerhe, do this and this and that. That also can happen. But what we have been asking for Tshisekedi, there is a time for everything. And I think it's time to pull out. Keep some distance with Kamerhe or with Kabila, and lead the country as the leader. Lead the country as a president of that country. And things will move forward in a right direction, in a proper way. There is a beginning and end of everything. So I think it's a time to cut that umbilical cord which join you to Joseph Kabila, so that you can do your job properly and respond to the needs of the people of the Congo. And if you see that Vital Kamerhe is the obstacle in all of this, then if Vital Kamerhe is an obstacle, just act accordingly. It's time to decide and look, okay, the population of the Congo has been waiting since 1960s, maybe since 1800s, to find a leader, a good leader for the country. But to now, things are not going in the right direction. It's your time to make a legacy. Do something for the Congo by just making a simple decision. And this invitation of Kamerhe to the court of Matete in Kinshasa, it's something good. But is it going to stop there? We'll really appreciate if there will be a follow-up at all stages till to the end. Not only for Kamerhe, but for those also who have been prosecuted. And I can assure you, many people will also be happy and proud of you if today or tomorrow, Joseph Kabila will also be invited to the prosecutor's office. If those ministers who worked with Joseph Kabila will be invited to the prosecutor's office. And Tshisekedi, you have to note that, I've said this several times in the past, Kabila will never be happy to see you successful after being himself failing for 18 years. He won't give you that window. So it's time to put him astray and move forward with a good plan for the Congo. People have been asking me, saying that recently we do not see the President Chilombo, we do not see the Chief of Staff Vital Kamerhe, and we have heard that they are actually sick and they have coronavirus. I do not know. And I don't have an answer for this because I've never spoken to any doctor who has told me about Tshisekedi or Vital Kamerhe are contaminated by this virus. However, this sickness can catch, if you want, anyone. Anyone can fall in the trap of this virus. Anyone can become sick of coronavirus. You can be a president or not, you can be a minister or not. As you know, a few examples around the world, they are there. A few presidents, princes, ministers, and so on, big stars around the world, they are victims of this sickness. So if Tshisekedi and Kamerhe are also sick, I'll ask you to pray for them. Regardless of you loving them or not, pray for them so that they can be healed. Because even the Bible says that we have to pray for our enemies and love them. So if you believe that they are enemies, you still have the right to pray for them. You can pray for them. And if God has planned that this is the way that Chilombo will die, this is the way that Lwakanyegini will die, no matter what we do, they will die by coronavirus. If coronavirus is something that will never kill them according to God's plan, then they will be there. But we have to continue to pray for each other, pray for our country, for our nations, for anyone else to be protected, not only from this virus, but for many other things that I say every time, to die in a right way, meaning without sin. Don't die while the country is still mourning behind and others still maybe shouting for joy because you die, because you're a wrong person at the wrong time and you're a wrongdoer every time. This will take me to the end of this program. And for those who was asking me about Tshisekedi, maybe should do something because our borders are closed, but the young brother of Joseph Kabila, yesterday, I think, or the day before yesterday, he left the country with his personal private jet. A private jet, apparently. I saw videos, but I don't know. People told me that he was heading to South Africa. I have no idea. I saw the video. He was boarding the plane, but I don't know what was his final destination. If borders were supposed to be closed, it's a responsibility of the president. The DGM, people who deals with the borders, to deal with that, look at that case, and maybe do something about it. May God bless the Congo. Our Congo will remain one country in love and unity. With our little contributions, we'll be winners. May God bless you. May God also bless me. If this is your first time to watch our programs, we'll invite you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Leo Njoleo. And there, you can also watch us from time to time. Don't also forget to click on the bell so that whenever we are online, you can be alerted and you can also watch us live. Share our videos with friends, people that you know, friends of the Congo, Congolese people, and all together we can build our country. May God bless you. May God bless the Congo. And I will see you again next time. That was the voice of Odon Bulamba. Let me say goodbye for now, and we'll catch up later. Good morning.